Since the dawn of time, man has always been a sucker for new challenges.
Sure, you'll eat an apple, but how about eating fruit from that tree over there?
Bet! Yeah, bet. So it came to pass that as gamers completely vanquished their favorite titles, milking every ounce of organic adversity from their digital udders, they began to seek out new ways to challenge themselves and acquire unique accomplishments. Hence, the challenge genre of videos was born, most often identified by the prefix, "Can I Beat?" Usually these involve abusing or forsaking certain gameplay mechanics, limiting the use of weaponry or skills, pretty much anything that can add enough significant complications to make the viewer think, well, there's no way in hell.
It's impossible. Inconceivable.
While there are some variations that involve real-world difficulty spikes, like beating a game blindfolded, for example, most challenges involve the game directly. I wanted to do something different, to shake up the system. I just needed the right game. I've been playing the Borderlands series for years, tearing through Borderlands 1, 2, and the pre-sequel numerous times. As much as I love Borderlands 1, I spent far more time on the second entry and became, quite frankly, amazing. I've beaten it on normal difficulty with each character, sometimes more than once. I've done numerous deathless runs that lasted well over 12 minutes. I even managed to kill off a few bully mogs in true Vault Hunter mode. I loved the game, but there were no more worlds to conquer. I mean, there was only one world to begin with, but I'm speaking metaphorically. I remember beating the warrior for like the 6th time, and this time in less than an hour, and I thought, this game is too easy with my amazing dexterous hands. And then I thought, well then, what if I didn't use my amazing dexterous hands? Which is how I got the idea to beat Borderlands 2 using only my nose. We're going to start by laying down the ground rules for this playthrough. This will only include the main quest, no DLCs or side quests, or else this video would be like a month long. We'll be doing the run on normal mode because it's essentially the exact same thing as OP10, just more normal. I will be using my badass ranks for this because turning them off is a very complicated and time-consuming process, and I am eager to get started. I won't be using any glitches, exploits, or shenanigans because, believe it or not, Borderlands 2 doesn't really have any. I'll be using Maya for this run because she has the highest DPF, but is also by far the hardest to control. High risk, high reward. Hardcore, that's who I am. And finally, I can die as many times as necessary because, come on, I'm not God. All of that while controlling our intrepid Vault Hunter with nothing but my nose and what's inside. That may strike you as a strange qualifier, but you'll understand soon enough. For reference, here's the build I'll be using. Now, without further ado, let's get to Wind Shear Waste. Now, you may have seen this coming already, but I immediately hit a significant snag.
All right, I'm gonna be honest, guys. This isn't quite as easy as it looks. I'm making it look effortless, but does make it a little complicated.
If I didn't hold the controller, it was going to be very difficult to see the screen and maneuver at the same time. I first tried setting up a series of mirrors to reflect the image from the screen onto the desk in front of me, but I only had 2 mirrors to work with in the first place, and my mom needed hers back before I could make much progress.
No, it's fine. It's yours. It's fine.
But then someone in chat, shout out to BoogleBunnyBard_64, recommended I try holding the controller in my hands, but still use my nose for the actual controls.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. This is a lot easier.
You may think this disqualifies my run since I am technically using my hands to some degree, so it's not nose only, but I think it still keeps the spirit of the challenge. If you don't agree, leave a comment below and I promise I'll take it personally. So I was off to the races, making really good time.
We haven't died yet, which is incredible. I usually lose a few lives here.
As impressive as this looks, you may have already figured out the main hurdle I was going to face in this challenge. When you're playing a game on console, most of the time you're making use of your opposable thumbs. That's thumbs, plural. One to control movement, and one to do just about everything else. Stuff like jumping, shooting, and rage quitting. But I only have one nose. So how was I going to get through this if I could only do one thing at a time? Well, remember earlier I mentioned I could use my nose and anything in it? I wasn't saying that to be to be mysterious. I had a plan. For 3 months leading up to this run, I groomed one of my nose hairs, shout out to Ed Cooper, to be long enough to reach the face buttons while I controlled movement with the tip of my nose. I managed to coil Tad inside the right nostril so that when I blew hard enough, he would snap out like a party favor and smash the button I was aiming at. Speaking of which, if you like this video and want to see more content, you don't need to have a trained and named nosehair to smash that like and subscribe button. And be sure to click the bell for notifications so you don't miss any more legitimate gaming content. Now, while my solution was both brilliant and feasible, it still wasn't a walk in the park. It took me a while to get my aim right so that I was hitting the buttons I wanted to hit when I wanted to hit them. I also had to remap the controls because Tad didn't have the reach to get to the shoulder and bumper buttons, and being able to shoot and throw grenades is kind of important. So, with that strategy in my back pocket and several weeks of muscle memory woven into the sinews of my nose hair, I got to work. We beat Knuckle Dragger handily and got to Liarsburg with almost no trouble. There were some places where things got a little hairy, no pun intended, but once I settled in, I was in fine form.
Whew. I'm not gonna lie, it's feeling pretty good. I mean, the controls actually are starting to feel like second nature. Godlike? No, I don't know about that. I don't think we're quite a godlike yet. There's still a lot of ways we can tighten this up. I mean, that said, I'm impressed. Yeah, you know, I'm thinking I might actually do a speed run at some point. I mean, stranger things have happened. I mean, I don't know how many other people would be willing to participate, but I'd be totally down with that. Call it the War of the Noses. New Netflix special. All right, gotta do the sprint. That's always fun. Oh gosh, yeah. We're coming for you, Jack.
We'd broken 3 horns, defrosted the fridge, righted the blight, left the dust in the dust, exploited opportunity, drenched the arid nexus, and tackled the hero's past like Joe Montana picking apart the 1981 Dallas Cowboys before giving Jack the smackdown and retiring the Warrior. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next challenge.